happy and released Shivraj Singh Chauhan today, thanking the voters of Madhya Pradesh, thanking his ladli behna, saying, I'll continue to work for you. This is a promise. This is not just a win for the voters, but this is a win as far as the vision of the Prime Minister is concerned. It's been an absolute sweep as far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned. But just before we were getting this reaction, we were speaking about the other state where the BJP will be very, very happy about, and that's the state of Rajasthan. While if you see it traditionally, Rajasthan does have a pattern of a cyclic pattern that we see in Karnataka as well, that after every 5 years there is a change. And if you look at the numbers, the BJP about 115, which means it's been a gain of about 42. The Congress at 68, which means they've declined by about 32. And the biggest narrative that came from the BJP against the Congress was corruption. It was also as far as the status and safety of women is concerned. Women is one factor that we've spoken about as far as all these states are concerned. But for Rajasthan, one factor that becomes very, very crucial is as far as the Raje factor is concerned, because now all eyes will be on the BJP to see who is going to be their chief minister, whether it's going to be Vasundhara Raje, whether it's going to be Diya Kumari. That's something that we should know from the BJP eventually. But if you just look at the prominence as far as the Raje factor is concerned, out of the 199, there are about 42 of these seats. And out of those 42, the BJP has managed to get about 23, which means upwards of 4, and the Congress has just gotten about 15. They've lost about 6 of these seats. So this becomes a very crucial factor. The other factor that is also important to note as far as Rajasthan is concerned, of course, you want to also see what has led to the downfall as far as the Congress is concerned. So if you just look at as far as the Gehlot factor is concerned, here out of the 51 seats of the 199, it's been a gain of 10 seats for the BJP. They've managed to get 30 out of the 51, which means this entire 10 that the Congress has lost is now reflecting as far as the BJP numbers is concerned. But Shivani, as I said, all eyes now who will be the chief ministerial candidates, whether it's Madhya Pradesh, whether it's Rajasthan, or whether it's Chhattisgarh also for the BJP.
Absolutely. You know, you look at the amount of rallies that the big leaders from each party did in Rajasthan. So, of course, Prime Minister Narendra Modi always leads the campaign for the BJP. He did 14 rallies and 2 roadshows. Yogi Adityanath did 25 rallies on a roadshow. He's very popular for all states that are going to elections for the BJP. Amit Shah did 11 rallies, 3 roadshows. But Rahul Gandhi also did 12 rallies. Priyanka Gandhi also did 8 rallies. This is a state where they had good leaders, 2 big faces. Even if there was some fight between the two, they managed to work over it. Why is it that none of that really worked on ground for the Congress in Rajasthan? That's a big question for them. Let's go across to the BJP's Tom Varakan, who's joining us. Tom Varakan, the Modi factor very much alive, but the Gandhi factor did not work. The Gehlot factor did not work. The Sachin Pilot factor did not work in Rajasthan. Why do you think so?
Well, I mean, I do not want to extend my brief, but let me tell you something, that this is a reality across India. This is a reality because of the delivery pattern that we have followed under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. The essential efforts that he has made, it's not something that is promised overnight before elections and called it a guarantee or warranty. This is delivery and the constituency that has developed of recipients, and that recipients include ST, SC, women, tribals, and across the board. Nobody is given any priority in this. It's a level playing field. And this is a policy creation of Prime Minister Modi. And that is the reality, and that is what you're seeing, what is happening. This is happening across the board, and this will continue to happen. Now, as to the Gandhis, they enter they enter when the game is on, make promises like they did in Karnataka, and the promises are not delivered. They don't have the infrastructure. Development is on the downscale, and this is the kind of result that they have seen in Karnataka. The net result is what you are seeing today, because people have started believing that double engine definitely works and will deliver. The guarantee of the Prime Minister has become so important for every constituency, and you'd see the results. This is not something surprising, but this had to happen and will continue to happen.
Also very clear now is the dominance of the BJP as far as the Hindi heartland is concerned. But I'll just request Mr. Varakhan to stay on with us. Our colleague Arunima is getting us some key reactions, I believe. Over to you, Arunima.
I'm outside Dr. Raman Singh's house, Ridhima, and there are celebrations happening inside, and there are celebrations happening outside as well. Amit Shah, during one of the rallies in Jagdalpur, had said Diwali will come to Chhattisgarh thrice. Once when Diwali was just happening for the rest of the country. Second, when BJP registers a win in Chhattisgarh. And you can see examples of that. This entire stretch of road from Dr. Raman Singh's house up until the main road is strewn with remains of firecrackers. And the BJP workers here are still in celebratory mode. They're still celebrating. One after the other crackers are going up. Inside, Dr. Raman Singh is also meeting people. One is not sure who's going to be the chief ministerial face for the Bharatiya Janata Party. And Dr. Raman Singh also, when he spoke to us exclusively, said that, the ultimate call will be that of the Vidhan Parishad. When all the MLAs meet, they will decide as to what will be the role given to Dr. Raman Singh. But the supporters here are more or less certain that after this kind of a number, we're looking at 50 plus, perhaps even 55. After this kind of a mandate, Dr. Raman Singh is very much a contender. That's what here people are talking about. That's what they're thinking. But for now, they're soaking in the celebrations. They're soaking in this atmosphere. Even till yesterday, even those who were confident in BJP were thinking they would reach 46, which is the magic number, but 50 plus, perhaps even 54 or 55 is unprecedented, and therefore the second Diwali has come here to Raipur. The third one, Amit Shah has promised, will happen on the day the Ram Mandir is inaugurated in Ayodhya. I can't hear you much over these crackers, but handing it over these celebrations, Shah.
Thanks a lot for that. Maybe I would have expected, given the results that have come in, we would have got a little bit more celebrations happening outside Raman Singh's residence, but maybe being a little circumspect. But let's break down the Chhattisgarh numbers for you. Depending on who you talk to in the BJP, either they were expecting this or this has come out as a surprise more than what they were expecting, because quietly many leaders of the BJP were talking about Chhattisgarh off cameras and behind the scenes. They were very excited about the Chhattisgarh result. Maybe it has surpassed their expectations. So Chhattisgarh 55 is where the BJP currently stands. That number has been holding very steady for the last hour or so. The Congress has been reduced to 34. Not a number that the Congress would have liked to see as far as Chhattisgarh is concerned. A confirmation of another BJP sweep, if I can call it that, because definitely very comfortably in majority and taking over another state, which not many gave them a chance for. Quickly, let's do a breakup of the vote share in Chhattisgarh as well. That always gives us a little bit more idea of, what the differences between the two parties are. Seat shares not always give you the very interesting idea, but 46% for BJP, 42% for the Congress party. So it's not like the Congress vote has declined quite a bit, but a 4% difference in vote share always means that there's going to be that much more seat conversion as far as a state is concerned. So interesting statistics coming out from Chhattisgarh also, Ridhima.
Like Chhattisgarh, which saw voting in two phases, 20 in the first, which is the Naxal dominated area, and 70 in the second phase. It's usually said that which way the state votes in the first phase will possibly give you a direction, but that's not what we've seen this time around. The BJP holding tight in the last 1 hour, about out of 90, and the Congress just reduced about 35, and that is why what we want to now see is as far as the phase 1 performance is concerned. As I pointed out, this was the Naxal dominated area, and here look at the gains that the BJP has made. They've managed to get about 11 out of these 20 seats, which means they've made gains of almost 9, and all these gains have been made at the cost of the Congress party. This is the Naxal dominated area like Bastar, Dantewada and others. This is where the BJP has also managed to get some very good gains, which is eventually leading up to that number that is still holding steady as far as the BJP is concerned. And a short while ago, we were speaking to various representatives of the BJP, and they themselves were saying that we were expecting victories in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, but Chhattisgarh became a sweet victory for us. Tom Varakhan of the BJP continues to be with us. Sir, thank you for patiently waiting. Essentially, what I was asking you a short while ago is what is very clear is the dominance of the BJP as far as the Hindi heartland is concerned. We were speaking to some representatives of your party a short while ago, and they were saying that MP and Rajasthan was a given for us, but Chhattisgarh seems to be a sweet victory.
Well, we're joined by Smriti Irani. We'll just get across to Mr. Tom Vadakkan in just a few moments. Ms. Smriti Irani is here with us. First of all, Ms. Irani, congratulations to you and the Bharatiya Janata Party for this stupendous victory in the Hindi heartland, 3-1, going against the predictions of the exit poll, etc. But what do you think is the reason for the BJP sweep in the Hindi heartland and the improved performance also in Telangana?
I think that we all will concede that the only reason we have is something we call very simply the Modi magic or the Modi guarantee. But it is more than just those two words. It is the leadership quality of Prime Minister Modi. It is the administrative framework and the policy making that the Prime Minister is renowned for. And I think it's the direct communication between the Prime Minister and the citizens of the state that has given us this resounding victory, for which I'm extremely grateful to citizens who have voted for the Bharatiya Janata Party. And I would like to just elaborate why. Firstly, Narendra Modi is known for fiscal prudence and fiscal discipline. He is known to balance between rights and responsibilities, and that is his message for citizens. For citizens to give their support, knowing that this is not a Prime Minister that delves into freebies. This is not a Prime Minister that limits himself to rhetoric. This is a Prime Minister that has also carved out a future for the next 25 years for us to achieve as a nation. I think that has also resonated a lot with our citizens who have gone to vote. If you look at the voting pattern today, particularly as a woman, I'm elated that there is an overwhelming support of female voters towards Narendra Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party. If you look at our diverse demography, what is extremely, I think, a source of jubilation for us is the Adivasi vote, which has gone decisively in support of Narendra Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party. And I also believe that the personal attacks that the Gandhi family particularly and the opposition had mounted against the Prime Minister, that has received a severe, I think, fight back from the citizens and from our voters. So I think these have been one of the highlights of this election.
Are you talking specifically about the Panoti comment and some of the other things that were said against the Prime Minister?
Why only one comment? When has the Gandhi Khandan ever lost out on an opportunity to degrade the position of the Prime Minister? When has the Gandhi siblings ever lost an opportunity to personally demonize the Prime Minister? I think this result is a death knell for the juvenile politics of the Gandhi siblings.
Was it a conscious decision not to project any chief ministerial faces in any of the three states, Ms. Irani?
I think that the Prime Minister's leadership and the guarantee that the Prime Minister and we as BJP Karyakartas professed was the mainstay of our campaign. And why? I think as a very simple Karyakarta of the Bharatiya Janata Party, if I'm to reflect on that decision, given that I'm not a member of the parliamentary board, I can say what is it that the citizen looks forward when they go to vote. They want to ensure that local infrastructure is upgraded. They want to ensure that educational and academic facilities are well provided for. In the rural ramparts of our country, they want to make sure that agrarian practices are supported by the government of the day. When it comes to female voters, I'm of the opinion they want to ensure that the nutritional needs of their children, the academic needs of their children, job opportunities for themselves and those that they love are assured. And these are the issues for which Narendra Modi is known for. Not only to ensure that there is fiscal prudence, the GDP numbers have been fantastic, but this is also a Prime Minister that has given you Swanidhi, where people who are street vendors have received direct credit from banks. So given the Prime Minister's insistence on ensuring that the fruits of development reach every segment of society, that is what every citizen votes for, be it assembly elections or national elections. So I think particularly I am extremely pleased that we went with a winning combination, the Bharatiya Janata Party Sangathan and the Modi magic.
Now, the opposition all through promised a caste survey and kept baiting the Bharatiya Janata Party for not taking a position on it. Given the fact that OBCs and tribals have voted in overwhelming numbers in all three states now for the Bharatiya Janata Party, does that mean that that's now no longer going to be an issue either for the BJP? And do you believe that that particular attempt to, as the BJP said, divide the population has flopped?
I think that there are 5 issues which need to be flagged. One, when you talk about the Adivasi vote, what is it that Prime Minister Modi has done for the tribal community in our country? There is one, the Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. Never before in the history of our democracy was a day particularly assigned so that we could celebrate our tribal community's contribution to the growth of our country, the vibrancy of tribal culture, all that came together under Janjatiya Divas. Secondly, the Prime Minister's program of Jan Man, where particularly in tribal hamlets, the Prime Minister insisted that social infrastructure, especially Anganwadis, schools, roads, agrarian practices that needed support, especially for tribal communities. These are issues which he has been very particular about and ensured that there is a policy framework that complements his vision. Thirdly, I think when you talk about the caste census, I think the Congress party particularly was foolhardy. In a day and age where there are so many modes and mediums of communication, could the Congress possibly be so convinced that they managed to hoodwink citizens and particularly voters of our country? I am extremely grateful that the Congress's agenda to divide our country on the basis of caste has been decisively defeated by the voters of our country.
Does this mean that the BJP now will perhaps not look at pressing on with the census across the country?
I think Rahul, you would like us to do projections for the next 5 to 10 years in one interview. I can only say this, that the Bharatiya Janata Party is committed to welfare of all segments of society. That the Bharatiya Janata Party has also, and you cannot discount the fact that in this decisive victory, even minority communities have voted for the Bharatiya Janata Party. And that is why my gratitude towards the citizens today. They voted for the fiscal prudence of Narendra Modi. They voted against the divisive policy of the Congress party. They voted against dynasty. And I think that is the resounding success of our democracy today. I can only say that the Congress and those who were whispering in their power corridors had already conceded that 2024 looks difficult for them. I think today, given how they've been swept out of the heartland, they may be recalculating their positions for 29 as well.
So I'm only going to ask you now for the next 6 months.
The question possibly that begets is, will their alliance survive this debacle?
That you might be right about that, because there is already disquiet in the alliance. But just looking 6 months ahead, couple of questions to you, ma'am, before I let you go. In Telangana, the BJP has doubled its vote share. I think it looks to be adding about 7 or 8 more seats. Yet the BJP will feel that it's an opportunity lost. And in the South, generally, the BJP has not been able to make much of an impact. Number one, why do you think so? And what do you think needs to be done to correct that?
I think that the Bharatiya Janata Party cannot be written off and taken so lightly even in the south of India, particularly given that 2 high-ranking cabinet ministers come from the south of India, namely Nirmala Sitharaman and Jaishankar. I also believe that our local leadership has borne us fruits. There is new leadership at the anvil. There is Annamalai in Tamil Nadu. We have a new state president in Karnataka. Even in Telangana, Bandi Sanjay did well. So did Kishan Reddy ji. Given that politics does not give you results in 48 hours, even states like Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Rajasthan are states where we have actually worked decades on end as Karyakartas to get the results that you see today. I'm sure that in the times that are forthcoming, you will see resounding victory for the Bharatiya Janata Party in our southern states as well. But I also think what is particularly damaging for the Congress party is that this party found the remnants of power politics in the north of India today and stands completely decimated in states which have a huge political say in the politics of India.
Final question to you. 2024, foregone conclusion in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is bar 400 par?
I've had the privilege of working with Prime Minister Modi for over 1.5 decades. I can say only this much. Prime Minister Modi takes not a day for granted, not a voter for granted, not a victory for granted. And that is what makes Modi magic possible. I am so sure that as we speak, he is dedicating himself to policies that will benefit every community. He is dedicating himself to strengthening our party not only for 24 but also for 29.
Thank you, Ms.
He
Irani.
doesn't
I'm
take
sure
his
there will be a...
responsibilities or his victory or his voters for granted.
Thank
And
you
that's
very
what
much.
makes
Thank
Narendra
you very
Modi
much.
special in Indian politics.
Thank you very much. Well said. I suppose for BJP supporters, it's not a done deal. They're going to give it all. Thank you very much. There'll be a lot of celebration in the BJP headquarters. The Prime Minister expected that around 6 this evening. We'll take a short break. Back with lots more.